I'm going to read a selection from Definitely Dead, the sixth book in the Sookie Stackhouse series. By this time, the series was quite well established. It was about to be on HBO, and all systems were go. In Definitely Dead, Sookie meets a demon or two. It wasn't long before Diantha stopped at a clump of bushes at the very edge of the woods. She was bent over, looking at the ground, absolutely still. Not looking up, she raised her hand like a schoolchild who discovered the correct answer. "Let us go see," Mr. Cataludy suggested, and in his deliberate way he strode across the driveway, then the grass, to a clump of wax myrtles at the edge of the woods. Diantha didn't look up as we neared, but remained focused on something on the ground beyond the bushes. Her face was streaked with tears. I took a deep breath and looked down at what held her attention. The girl had been a little younger than Diantha, but she too was thin and slight. Her hair had been dyed bright gold, in sharp contrast with her milk chocolate skin. Her lips had drawn back in death, giving her a snarl that revealed teeth as white and sharp as Diantha's. Oddly enough, she didn't seem as worse for wear as I would have expected, given the fact that she might have been out here for several days. There were only a few ants walking over her, not at all the usual insect activity, and she didn't look bad at all for a person who'd been cut in two at the waist. My head buzzed for a minute, and I was a little scared I would go down on one knee. I'd seen some bad stuff, including 2 massacres, but I'd never seen anyone divided like this girl had been. I could see her insides. They didn't look like human insides, and it appeared the 2 halves had been separately seared shut. There was very little leakage. "Cut with a steel sword," Mr. Cataludy said. "A very good sword." "What shall we do with her remains?" I asked. "I can get an old blanket." "Oh, we have to burn her," Mr. Cataludy said. "Over there on the gravel of your parking area, Miss Stackhouse." "I'm sorry," I said. "Why must she be burned?" "Oh, no one will eat a demon, or even a half-demon like Glad or Diantha," he said, as if explaining that the sun rises in the east. "Not even the bugs, as you see. The ground will not digest her as it does humans." So Definitely Dead introduced Mr. Cataludy's, or at least enlarged on his character. I think he was actually introduced in a short story. And Mr. Cataludy's too will continue on throughout the series to be a large part of Dead Ever After, the final book.